Hello, everyone. Today is May 13th. This is the KubeVirt community meeting. I hope everyone is having a good day. Please add your name to the attendees. And do we have anyone new here that would like to introduce themselves?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm the new contributor here, and hello everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So my name is Chang Ling, and I'm joining from the US. So I'll be pushing the code while most of you guys are sleeping or dreaming in the Europe. And yes, I'm thrilled to be part of the GSOC, and I will dive into the KubeVirt Virtual API migration under the mentorship of Felix and Lubo. So I'm looking forward to learn from all of the amazing engineers here, and thank you. And also,
thank
how can I add the attendees in the doc? So I just put add and add my name after that.
If you are registered to the KubeVirt mailing list, then you can add your name. Like if you can edit the document, then it probably means that you're already there. So just add your name and welcome. Good luck with the Google Summer of Code.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to introduce themselves? Great. Let's move on. We have the schedule check-in. Is Federico here? Federico, do you want to guide us through
Yes.
the schedule?
Can you hear me?
We
Uh,
can.
yeah, okay. Yeah, no, the schedule is, we passed alpha. We are fully on the development cycle. There are still some exception on the web freeze, maybe just one but is near to converge. And yeah, we are pretty good, I would say. I mean, our next uh, goal is making the next provider lane mandatory for 136. But yeah, we are fully on the road, I would say.
Thank you very much. And I would invite everyone to review more PRs. We need reviewers. Next thing is upcoming conferences and events. There is the KubeCon and Cloud Native Con North America by the end of this month. Open Source Summit Europe by the end of June. KVM Forum to be announced. Cloudland, I know that Mr. Felix is going there, and DevConf CZ that will have at least a couple of contributors from this community. So good luck to everyone. And let's see what else. OpenFlow, Daniel Hiller.
Hey everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good, cool. Yeah, so this is just a quick reminder about the quarantine lifecycle timelines and tracking requirements. So I don't want to go into too much detail of this, but yeah, we are having like a lot of quarantine test cases dangling around where basically no one really seems to look at to bring them back into the life cycle. That's why I created like a life cycle timelines document addition to the quarantine markdown. The pull request is in the document. Um, just as a quick heads up, I've created a bunch of quarantine trackers. Per each SIG, there is like a tracker for all the quarantine test cases that are currently obvious. we have like at the moment we have 4 trackers for SIG compute, SIG observability, SIG network, and SIG storage. That's basically in a nutshell what I wanted to say. I think besides SIG network, where there is one quarantine test case, the others are most of the time like around like 4 to 6. I don't know, but yeah, overall that's basically like in a nutshell the thing. Any questions on this?
I mean, there are my regular concerns, but I'm not sure I should repeat them here.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to move this somehow forward, and I don't. So basically, I just want to say this one sentence: any test that is basically not being run is basically dead code that should be removed. That's my opinion on this. And since I mean, we could argue about that because it's still being run in the periodic test lane, but for the pre-submits, it doesn't have any value. So that's basically my concern here.
So, I mean, the way that I look at it is I wonder what's worse, right? Let's say that there is a good test that is important to run, but for some reason it got quarantined. So what's worse? Having it under quarantine and nobody looking at it at all, or deleting it entirely? This is a hard question. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I think like for deleting it, like this is just like Git, which you could just revert somehow. So I think that is not a real issue. We could revive any test at any time. And I think like basically if those are not being run inside the whole suite, my main argument for deleting them is code rot. Because like maybe someone doesn't even look at the quarantine test and it might rot when someone else is changing something somewhere else, and that's basically like that's entirely destroying that test, and then no one has like a chance to revise that test at all. So I mean, I would rather go with deleting it, and yeah, if we want to have it somehow, then we can still revive it at some point. But yes, I think we should move the entire discussion to the mailing list or to the pull request overall. That's just my. I just want somehow that we converge on something where we want to go. I mean, we either like we disagree with this proposal, or we agree with this proposal. Then we will basically have like quarantine test cases forever with all the burdens that this carries. So that's my thing. I would argue for removing the dead code, but yeah, that's just me. But yeah, let's continue that on the pull request or on the waiting list. I'll just go. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, please go.
Yeah, one thing that I wanted to add, maybe I wonder where these quarantine tests fall in terms of whether these are related to features that are being developed, or is it something stable already that was destabilized by something. So I think that if these tests are related, like for example, I'll just take it doesn't matter. If this test is related to a feature that is currently in beta, and this feature wants to GA, then I think that GA must be blocked by removing this quarantine tests outside of being quarantined. So I wonder if we shouldn't make the connection between the VEPs and how they mature and progress, and these quarantine tests, because I don't think that mature features are quarantined. Well, at least maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean that would basically count towards that those tests might not even be needed anymore, right? So that's at least how I understand it.
Yes.
So first of all, I like it. So thank you, Daniel. My question is, what did we define what happens if this is like the time that it can live there. Like for example, if I have a quarantine there and no one takes care of it for X number of weeks or months, I want to remove it, or the test to remove it. The feature should be put in at risk or something. What are the actually? I guess it's continuation to what Vladik said. But I'm also talking about existing features, right? In general.
So my proposal is just only talking about like the quarantine test cases that are somehow like being quarantined. All I want to ensure with this life cycle is that tests being quarantined are being brought back within a certain time frame again, so that we don't lose all the investment into the test case, which has been happening already. I mean, I don't want to talk about what is right now in quarantine. That's basically like a different story, I would say, because those have been there for sometimes for more than 1.5 years. So I just want to make sure that in the future, whenever any test enters quarantine, that it is being cared about by the right people, so
Yes,
that they decide whether they need this test, and they want to work on it, and they fix it and bring it back within like the proposed timeline of 4 weeks, or we agree to delete it.
yeah, so this is my question. Who decides what will happen to this quarantine test that was reported here? For example, I'm looking now at something that I understand, and I see it's quarantine and the ticket was opened last week and no one answered it. So what will happen to what you are expecting, or who is supposed to decide what should happen to that quarantine test and its feature?
Basically, the workflow is all described in the pull request, but to reiterate shortly about this, basically at the beginning of the quarantine, the SIG lead is assigned to it. That SIG lead either decides to work on it themselves or find someone who is willing to work on it within 4 weeks from the start of the quarantine. The 4 weeks like window starts, and after the 4 weeks, if no one cares about that task, basically, then we decide, then SIG-CI proposes to delete it, or the SIG itself that is assigned somehow by the SIG from the SIG chair decides to probably like create an extension to the whatever to the timeline for a maximum of 2 weeks. And after 6 weeks, basically that test is being deleted if there's nothing working there.
Okay, thank you.
I
again,
wonder, sorry.
No,
Yes,
right. Please go on. Sorry.
yes. I wonder if we only quarantine flaky tests, or are there more types of tests that we quarantine?
We quarantine any test basically that is somehow ridiculing the life cycle of a test lane. So if a test is failing 100%, and no one acts on it, basically it would. So let me get one step back. Normally, when a test is inside a pre-submit, it would be, and that pre-submit is a required one. This basically would issue or would indicate that like a problem in the code would exist. So that would basically indicate there is something wrong with the code and you need to fix it. So that's normally not something that we want to quarantine, because we want the SIG respectively to work on this and fix it. So when a test gets somehow very unstable, which has been the case for like every now and then, we look at this test and we decide together with the SIG what we want to do about this, whether it is still fit for being run in the pre-submit lane. And at some point, that was, for example, the case for this, I forgot which test it was, but we then decided to run it only in the periodic lane. because it was too unstable for the pre-submit lane. That's basically in a nutshell how it works. So again, so basically, normally we just want to quarantine really flaky tests.
Yes, who's
Okay,
next?
but yes, sorry, but when the test is unstable, it's either means that that something is wrong with the test, and this is why it's flaky, or there is something wrong with the production code, right? So I'm
Yes.
just a bit worried that we would miss the some bugs or hide something.
Yeah, sure. Sure, that's why we basically want to always have someone from the SIG looking at this one and deciding how urgent it is and whether it's even a production issue which needs to get fixed right away, or whether it's something like it's an instability in the test. And because we don't want to ridicule the test lanes and other PRs merging somehow, we are just quarantining them. And that's basically the reason why I'm talking about that, because I think like a quarantine test that is being quarantined forever has at some point no value anymore. That's my point.
I understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Sif.
Last time we also mentioned that instead of just deleting a test that might automatically deleting a test that might be doing something useful, the last time we had this discussion, we mentioned that the PRs related to that SIG gets blocked until the SIG collectively takes some action on the quarantined tests, either that is to remove them or to fix them. The idea being that we shouldn't be making automatic decisions to remove a test without some human actually looking into it and examining whether or not the test is important or not.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I think I saw your feedback on the pull request and I integrated that. So I forgot to mention that basically the test deletion is not the only part we can react on that, but there is the other test that any pull request from the SIG will be blocked from merging. That is the alternative on that. I mean, but yeah, in the end, somehow someone needs to step in and create or make a decision on what to do, right? So, and yeah, so and again, I'm just trying to solve the issue of like tests in which a lot of time and basically work time has been invested to not like delete them, because there is value in that. I agree, totally agree on that, and I don't want to throw them away. But in the end, someone needs to work on these.
Thank you, Daniel. There is also the point of these tests do run in the periodics, and they also fail there. So thank you for raising this point. I think it's very important, but due to the time, I think that we should move on to the next one, which is also yours.
Just a quick question to everyone in the room here. So we have fixed the VSOC on the SIG compute. We have a minor flakiness on the SIG storage lane, but I think that should not keep us from enabling the 136 lanes to run always, because we want to get the feedback finally on that. What do you think, folks?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Okay, if I may ask then for LGTMs, at least on the pull request, that would be great, and then I'll just yeah, or even someone maybe approves it or something like that. Then we can go ahead with that. Thanks. That's it for me.
Thank you very much. Is Alai here?
Yes, I'm here. This is a topic that got discussed in the DRA call just last hour. I want to raise it here for anyone who is in the 6 CI. Basically, we need to bump the Kubernetes depths to 136. Currently, they are at 134. And to do that bump, we need Go to be at 126, and for that we need a builder image. So I have a reference PR out where when last time the Go version was bumped to 124, and I see in that PR that there is a corresponding builder image change. So I just want to ask for help if someone can help me out on 6CI side to how to get that new builder image for 126.
Yeah, I think remember how to do that, Alai. So I think I should be the person you want to ask.
Okay. I'll ping you on Slack for this.
Yeah, just please ping me on Slack. I don't know how fast I can respond, but yeah, I'll try my best.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Asif, you're next.
Right. I just wanted to bring up that I think it's worth improving guidelines for PR authors and linking something in the PR template regarding expectations with regards to PRs, like how commit should be split up, what belongs in the same PR and what you should open another PR for, et cetera, et cetera. I know if you scan through the docs that KubeVirt has, like the docs file, we do link stuff like commit message guideline, and oftentimes we link to Kubernetes policies on it. But one problem that I would like to bring up that even the current documents that do exist with regards to like PR guidelines, like docs/reviewer guide or docs/commit message guidelines, new contributors are not going to know about them because they're not going to go through every single file in the docs folder. So unless they're linked in the pull request template, they're not as useful as they could be. So that's the first point. And the second point is that I still think that there's room for improved PR guidelines. And in fact, I have one question with regards to this. Like I started writing I opened a PR with some details of like as a new contributor I've gotten some feedback myself, and I've seen other new contributors get feedback, and I've observed some patterns of the mistakes that myself and other new contributors are making, and I think we could improve the time to merge for such contributors if we just provide better guidelines. And I also reviewed what guidelines Kubernetes provides, and there's one I don't know what the right word is. I'll go with inconsistency with how Kubernetes policy is and what KubeVirt's policy is. So, and that is with regards to squashing and fix-up commits. In Kubernetes, they actually recommend that if a reviewer gives you feedback, you create a new commit addressing that. But in KubeVirt, we say, no, you rebase the previous commit. Kubernetes says you rebase once the PR is ready to do LGTM. That's the point at which we rebase. But in KubeVirt, I see reviewers say that no, I don't want to see this fixed reviewer concern commit right now. Rebase it immediately. So that's an example of policy that we can clarify. But yeah, I put up something. There's a PR there already for some things we can mention. And I'd like feedback and what other things we can mention.
Thank you, Asif. We do have the new contributor session that was run by Igor and myself half a year ago. So you can check that out. Posted the link in the chat. Any other thoughts on this subject?
Yeah, hi. So Asif, thank you for bringing it up. And yeah, besides the session we had, I think more detailed information could be provided for the easy onboarding. And yeah, I hear you. I will try to get to it. Hopefully this or next week to give you some feedback about your PR. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the next section, the pull requests that needs attention. The first one is the storage one. Do we have anyone from storage? I'll take that as a no, so we'll move on to the next one. It's also about storage and network. I will review it from the network side. Hopefully someone will do it from the storage side. The next one is export, which I don't remember if it's a storage or compute. I think it's storage, right?
Should be storage, yeah.
Thank you. So I'll ping someone from SIG storage. And the last one, it's probably SIG control plane. Any takers on this one? Okay, hopefully someone will jump on this one. Anything else before we wrap up to the SIG compute meeting? Okay,
No,
thank you.
maybe just one comment in all of this is that the PRs that are associated to approved VEPs are generally in a higher priority than all kind of cleanups. That's my just only goal, only comment here.
Thank you, Vladik. Any
Thank
other
you.
comments before we wrap up?
It would be nice if next time we add a section here for those PRs, like a report of the PRs that require attention that are approved by the webs. If we can have a link here and see them.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, everyone. See you in the SIG compute meeting. Have a nice rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye.